Hello, everybody. Today, we will be talking about Jim Ryan leaving PlayStation. And if you ask me, about time. Okay, okay. Now, before we get started, please, for the love of God, sorry about the starter there. Please, for the love of God, like, comment, subscribe, do all that good stuff. And I want to explain my position here real quick. Okay. I didn't hate Jim Ryan. Even as his job as the PlayStation CEO of America, whatever, he didn't do that bad until he started, increasing prices on the hardware, video games, and now, more recently, the PlayStation Plus account, or the online, as if it wasn't enough, right? Like, first off, PlayStation or Xbox or any console manufacturer does not deserve any money from you just playing online. Okay? They could offer tiers or whatever to offer more benefits, quote unquote. But honestly, the basic online should be free. But nope, that's not enough though. You're not paying enough, even though you shouldn't be paying at all. No, 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 no. Here's Jim Ryan over here increasing the price of PlayStation. Now, don't get me wrong. Xbox or Phil Spencer, he did the same exact thing around the launch of the Series X. Okay, he actually took out the $60 a year type of that tier, right? And he just made it so that the only option you have, or the more valuable one, was the $30 every 3 months. So technically that made it $120 a year. That was the best you could get. So they tried to do that, but they got so much backlash that they reversed it. I hope that will happen with PlayStation. And for the love of God, just please, I hope someday console online will be free again. I miss those days. But anyways, getting back to Jim Ryan, he never was exactly a good CEO when it came to the decisions of PlayStation, right? I mean, look, credit where credit is due. He did a really good job bringing back bringing PlayStation games to PC. That was good. That was not a bad decision whatsoever, even though that a bunch of salty, pathetic PlayStation fanboys said otherwise. I know. And he made them mad. So, yeah, the funny thing is that I don't think anyone is really missing Jim Ryan, when he leaves. I don't think anyone is. Not the fans, not the fanboys, no one. Not Sony, no one. Now, let's get to the possible reason as to why Sony fired him, because let's be honest, or not fired, he's stepping down, but, that's just basically a CEO's way of saying that they're getting fired, But, not with the negative effects of getting fired, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you got fired? Oh, that's really bad. No, they're stepping down. That's the excuse. But his excuse for that, for stepping down, as if it was his choice, was the fact that, he really couldn't do the whole, private jet from UK to America. Oh, yeah, dude. It's not like you could have done anything in that spare time. Sure. Yeah, working on your plans or talking to family members, calling them, literally doing anything. No. Being in your nice private jet, yeah, sure. Okay, buddy. No, he got fired from PlayStation, and the reason that people are given is because the way that he handled the merge, the Activision merge with Microsoft. And I completely agree. This one YouTuber that I watched, Griffin Gaming, he actually made a really good point, right? That, look, you would not have been able to stop it. You really wouldn't. But the best that PlayStation could have done was partner up with Microsoft and be like, look, we'll help you get this thing through FTC or whatever. We'll put in a word, and saying that this isn't bad for competition or whatever. If you give us this many years with Call of Duty, blah, blah, blah. I mean, hell, he even offered 10 years, Phil Spencer, when they were said to acquire Activision. Phil Spencer already offered 10 years. And he was like, nope, that's not enough. Oh my God. That's insane to me. But You know, that's lion crying Jim Ryan for you. Um, but yeah, so I don't think anyone's gonna miss him. The reason why the fans, such as myself, because I actually want console gaming to get better, believe it or not, I really do, especially growing up with consoles. You know, for the fans, they don't want him back because he increased the prices, of the games, hardware, and the PlayStation Plus, like I said before. And then the fanboys, they definitely don't want him back, or they would never want him back because he put their precious, PlayStation exclusives, which I don't care, on PC. Wow, you know, I don't care. Who cares? But anyways, yeah, like I'm just saying, he's not getting any favors. And then also Sony will never want him back because he screwed up on the FTC. Or I'm sorry, not FTC. The merge between Microsoft and Activision. He completely screwed up. He handled it very poorly and making himself and Sony look really bad. Like really, really bad. So, oh boy. Yeah, it's going to be a rough patch for the guy, not going to lie. But oh yeah, and the other thing I want to get into, and that people are absolutely right about, even though I'm in America, I love America, burn America. The problem with, you Americanizing a Japanese company is that it doesn't really work out well. And that's what he did. Even in Japan, for some God-given reason, he made the PlayStation, like the buttons swapped. So you know how we have cross as the accept button and circle as back? It's completely reversed in Japan. But he reversed it to the American one, even though the Japanese users have been used to circle as accept and X or cross to back out, basically. So it's just so weird. Like, why would you even do that, Even though that, yeah, I want the cross to be, to accept and circle to back. Like, why did you change that for Japan? And not to mention that for Sony, they have not been utilizing any other type of exclusives, right? The other problem with Jim Ryan is his lack of like direction when it comes to the PlayStation exclusives. All they are is just third person over the shoulder games, or sometimes action games, just generic action games with a movie basically attached to it. That's all they are. And it's just like he failed to make any worthwhile PlayStation exclusives that aren't, over the shoulder third person games. That's mostly a movie. Like there's no variety in the PlayStation field, right? And it's just like, why? Why did you do that? I don't understand, personally. But I don't know what to say, right? It's just like, honestly, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I don't think the new PlayStation guy is going to do any better. Excuse me. I forgot who it was. I really did. But I don't think that they're going to do that much better of a job. In fact, he's probably going to be worse, to be completely honest with you. Sony, Microsoft, and Nintendo are in complete shambles when it comes to their management. Kind of feel like console games are just not worth it, period, right? I mean, you look at games that are very similar, like Sony and Nintendo's exclusives, and they're taking years, more than half a decade to release. Why? Like, excuse me, when it comes to PlayStation games, why on earth are you are you releasing something like Forbidden West years after the original when it's identical to its gameplay? Very identical. It doesn't make any sense. You're reusing the same assets. You're reusing the same gameplay, the core gameplay, I mean. And you're reusing the same characters. What the hell's taking so long? Like, what, for your stupid cinematic fuzz hair or peach fuzz? God, I don't know. And then Nintendo's even worse with that, but we're not talking about Nintendo, right? We're really not. So basically, what I'm trying to say is that Jim Ryan poorly managed their resources, right? And then don't even get me started. Don't even get me started on that stupid PlayStation Plus nonsense. Or I'm sorry, the PlayStation Q or whatever that stupid quote unquote handheld is. Are you kidding me? You took so long to release that piece of shit, and all it is just a wannabe Wii U gamepad for the PS5. But it's even worse because you need Wi-Fi to run it. Oh my lord. It's just like Sony does not know what the hell they're doing, really. And it's like, another thing I want to talk about is their useless uses of hardware. So let me get this straight. You're going to release a PlayStation VR, right? Excuse me for my Dreamcast guy, but you're going to release a PlayStation VR 2, right? Even though no one gave a shit about the first one. You're going to release that. Which is basically a glorified accessory that you need a PlayStation for that not many people own, and you're releasing. Oh my, I don't understand. Not many people own the PS5 yet. Okay, nowhere near the amount the PS4. Even when they released the first VR, at least the PS4 had a decent amount of units sold. A lot actually. So it kind of made sense to dabble into it. But then VR2 is like this this like hardware that didn't even reach nowhere near the same amount of time as the PS4 at the time. Like, and you're releasing a overly expensive accessory with it that no one asked for. So they're willing to put out useless. I mean, they're willing to waste the resources and the time on these useless pieces of hardware like the PlayStation Q and the VR2, etc., right? Other pieces of hardware that are completely useless. Yet you are not going to make a PlayStation a PlayStation Vita 2? Are you serious? A handheld that people have been asking for and asking for and asking for, and you're not going to release that. I mean, hell, you know what I would accept? A PlayStation Steam Deck. Basically where you could play your PlayStation games or your previous like PS4, PS5, both digital and physical onto the device. Now what I mean by physical is like you could have a attached thing via USB-C or regular USB that has the disc thing on it, that has a disc attachment, or even a Bluetooth one, right? I don't know. And you can just put your discs in there, and you can play it on this PlayStation Steam Deck. That's what I would rather have than the PlayStation Q, to be honest with you. And even though, above all that, I would like a sequel to the Vita, I personally don't really know how that would work out now, That's the thing. It's like, I think it's just probably better, really, for them to just focus on the PlayStation ecosystem, basically making it the same. So I would just like recommend having a PlayStation Steam Deck. That would probably be the best route, really, which they should have done a year after the Switch. That would have pretty much taken like almost half of the Switch's audience, if you ask me, right? Now, of course, a lot of them do go for the Nintendo first party thing, but that's not why I'm saying that. The reason why is because Nintendo was exclusively going with the portables, and that's why people were like, oh hell, this is different from like PlayStation and Xbox, They're actually Nintendo's making a handheld. Holy shit, and no one else is. So I guess I'll just be getting the Switch. Not instead, obviously, but because of the fact that the Switch, managed. I mean, I know I said I wouldn't talk about Nintendo, but I'm just saying that Sony, with their poorly resourced resources, really, they should have done better. I'm sorry, but they should have made this PlayStation Steam Deck like a year or two after the Switch released, and before the Steam Deck, obviously. So, like I said before, they mismanaged the hell out of their resources, and Jim Ryan is just completely incompetent when it came to that. I mean, honestly, it's not just him, though. I just feel like everybody in the gaming industry is incompetent in many ways, Like, like Phil Spencer especially. I think he's the worst as CEO. I don't understand how he's not fired yet. I really don't. He must have some dirt on the Microsoft employees or the higher ups. He must have some dirt or a lot of support. I don't know. He is a complete fuck up when it comes to Xbox, bro. I ain't gonna lie. But anyways, again, not talking about Nintendo and Xbox, god damn it. But yeah. Jim Ryan, I don't know about you guys, but I'm happy he's gone. So please be sure to like, comment, subscribe to all that good stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next one. I really appreciate you.